Game time, mother. Take off the pump cover. I haven't done one of these in a little bit. To be quite frank with you, usually like right before the video, I'm like, what do I want to talk about? I straight up just hit the record button before I even knew what the hell was going down. It's the God honest truth. So, see, there's nothing worse than a dumbass ringer that tells you to put on a seatbelt, even though they're important. Seatbelts are important. I'm not going to sit here and cap on this shit. I think today I want to talk about the difference between health and vitality. I think people in the fitness world have gotten it really mixed up, because you see a lot of hypochondriacs, a lot of people that are super finicky about their health, right? And you have guys that are the complete opposite. They treat their bodies like absolute dump trucks. Zero respect for their body whatsoever. Vitality is your quality of life, and health is your quantity. Vitality truly does allow you to live life to its fullest. It allows you to play life on easy mode. It allows you to play life on fun mode. That's why it's easy. And I'm going to tell you a story of why I feel the way I do, because if you guys are new to this page, or if you're not, you know that I like smoking cigars. I'll smoke shisha. I'm not the most healthy person. I don't get great sleep. And that doesn't mean I'm purposely doing these things, but these things allow me to not take my health so seriously. Part of the reason why I smoke cigars or shisha or even the occasional cigarette that has organic tobacco and stuff, right? Like I smoke good stuff. I'm not smoking, bullshit Marlboro Lights. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. Regardless, those are pretty much my vices, I would say. I have nicotine, I have caffeine, and those are things for me that I genuinely enjoy. And most people look at them like, but you're a health guy. You're a health guy and you do this stuff, like you shouldn't be promoting. I don't promote anything that I do. All I do is simply share what my perspective is and why I have the outlook that I do. So today I'm going to tell you guys a story that is very close to my heart and why I feel the way I feel on the subject. I have two grandfathers. I should say had. One of them has passed away. One of them is currently living, which goes to show you the perfect explanation of how the difference is, because one of my grandfathers is the epitome, who's alive, is the epitome of health. Takes care of himself, super scheduled, very high regiment, refuses to put anything in his body that doesn't quite check off the boxes he wants, right? Make sure he gets X amount of sleep a night. He is dialed in with his health. All he does is read about his health. He's fixated on his health, and that's the thing that gets him going. My grandfather, who passed away, was quite the opposite. But the difference is my grandfather on the other side was incredibly strong, like physically very strong, mentally uber strong, could fight through pain like no other. Just a vital man. You look at him and he would just ooze energy through his pores. He's in a room and it changes the temperature instantly, and for the better. People loved him. You don't find people like him around, understand? And that could possibly skew my perception on it. And I'm being honest with you guys. But he smoked most of his life, didn't sleep well, didn't eat right. His diet was awful. He's the type of guy that would prefer dessert. Like, he would eat dinner just so he could get to dessert. Legitimately, he loved food. He refused to compromise on any sort of things that he wanted. He liked all of the bad shit. All the seed oils that people talk about, he loved that. He was that kind of dog. But the difference is he could work 20 hours a day. He legitimately had an energy tank that just would not zap. He could go all day long. Where my other grandfather, who is the healthiest man I've ever met, because think about it, he's like 95, 96 years old right now. And he still is sharp. He's good to go. Very in tune with his health. He doesn't work out or exercise, however. But in terms of diet and sleep and like making sure I get my vitamins, and he's all that. And when I see the difference between them two, my grandfather, who passed away of cancer, passed away of lung cancer when he was 81 years of age. And so it's very, very clear to me, obviously, that, you know, you talk about health and want to extend out your life. It's a very, very real thing. If you don't take care of your health, the more someone actually is fixated on their health, the longer they will live. And they'll stay sharp and they'll stay good to go. But when I look at both of my grandfather's lives, and I take them for what they are, you can see that one person, in terms of the amount of life they lived, was far superior than the other. And it's because my grandfather, the thing about health that people completely forget, and it's why it's two-pronged. Health, just like money, is meant to be spent. However, if you have no money coming in and you're trying to spend everything that you have, but you have no cash flow and no money coming in the door, you're probably going to be in trouble. But if you have an abundance of money coming in and you spend on things that possibly can make you more money, things that you just genuinely want, things that increase just your internal part, like things that you just enjoy, you're like, I like this stuff, and this is what money is for. This is how I equate health. I have been storing up health in the bank for the last 10 years, let's say. If I just store up all that health, what the hell am I doing it for? You store up health to then spend. Health is meant to be spent. Your energy is meant to be spent. It is so important for people to realize this, because I see a lot of hypochondriacs. Health is something that you can utilize to get the most juice for your squeeze in the game of life. Don't go through life so blindfolded that you forget to look up. It is so important to recognize that no matter what, we only have one life. This is the truth. We only have one life. However, you only do live once. It's two-pronged. You have both of them, and they're so important. I swear to God, I think the fact that I was lucky enough to have two grandfathers on the opposite sides of the spectrum, where one was just the epitome of vitality and the other one was health. And I get to realize that health is meant to be stored. You have to get money in the bank in terms of health. It's the same idea. You got to get it in the bank, but you also need to spend it, because you have to spend money to make money. I genuinely believe you have to spend your health to get more health. You have no idea. Your health is meant to be used as long as you're doing the right things. If I have a super unhealthy lifestyle, then I know my diet has to be locked in. I know that my training has to be dialed in. You get what I mean? Like right now, I am working my body to the bone. I'm full transparency. I drink a ton of coffee nowadays because I got to get through the days. I'm just pushing as hard as humanly possible. And these are just tools I use to get over the next hump, because everything I'm trying to do, the reason why I store up health the way I do, is to become as relentless and resilient as possible to push towards the vision. I know exactly what I want out of my life, and I know I'm going to get it. But I have to have health in the bank in order to go there, because guess what? When you have a health bank stored up and a ton of health, I can dive so deep into my bag. I can access a reservoir of energy that the regular folk cannot. I know people that can move with ferociousness that aren't the healthiest, but I'll tell you what, the fact that I'm able to do that, plus I got health on my side, I can dive in way deeper than basically anyone that I meet. And it's because I have health in the bank, but I'm also not scared to abuse the health. You store up health to use. It's not, dude, I only got 7 hours of sleep and, you know, I heard my testosterone drops 8% every time I do that, so I'm screwed and now I can't play life on my game and I can't do things the way I want to. You are fragile. That's one thing I grabbed from my grandfather that did pass away. That man was the epitome of anti-fragile. He would just go in and just head first, horns out, ready to go. Didn't matter. Pull him up out of bed, 3 hours of sleep. He's still showing up and giving a hell of a performance. There is something about that for me that rings true. I do not want to be a victim of my process. I don't want to be a victim of my health. I want my health to be something that I use. It's like resources. When people get a really, really nice car, what are they worried about? Spilling. This happened and, oh no, you can't do that in here because I just got this new car. And your possessions are meant to be abused. And as crazy as this sounds, I do believe that health is also meant to be abused. But the difference is you can't abuse your health and not have any health coming into the bank. It's two-pronged, because then you become quite literally the most resilient animal on the planet. You are playing life on such a fun mode when you play the vitality game. And because you're already coming from a place of health, if that's you, it's only going to help you out. So if you're coming in for both camps, and clearly, as you guys know, I'm a pure vitality guy, but I also understand how beneficial it is to have an ample amount of health. And that's why I'm here to tell you, if you're coming from the camp of being healthy, start using your health bank. Because I promise you, in your own head, you're going to start realizing, man, like, my process was so fragile, and I cannot believe I let my health abuse me all these years. I've been this maniacal, weird guy that's just been into, like, hey, how many macros, and did I get my vitamins, and did I get ample amounts of sleep? You pull on a few amount of levers that move the needle most for you. I'm okay giving up 5-10%. I'm fine with that. Take it. Because I know I'm going to make it up on the back end because of the amount of energy and resilience and conviction and confidence that I have to make it up on the back end. I come from a pure vitality guy. I used to be a guy who used to smash fast food. I would eat whatever the hell I want. I'd go to bed. I still kind of go to bed whenever the hell I want. But my point is, my diet was awful. Absolutely terrible. I would eat Taco Bell thinking that was an incredible post-workout meal. Like, I'm not like this uber healthy guy. But I'm telling you right now, as a vitality guy, like through and through your foundation, go to start picking up health and start putting in the bank. You have no idea the amount of energy you are leaving on the field. How sharp you can become. You become quite literally an unstoppable force. But that is the difference. That's something I wanted to bring up to you guys because it rings so true to my heart, because I have two grandfathers that I grew up with that were both on complete opposite sides of the spectrum. And when you see it for what it is, you can take the positives of both. And although, yes, I personally find that the fundamentals of my game are more similar to my grandfather that did pass away, I understand the grandfather that is still around is the epitome of health and how valuable it is. Because if you take care of yourself, your body will take care of you. And that is the truth. The difference is the mental aspect that comes into play that people become super fragile on. But regardless, I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If there's anything that you guys want to listen to more, let me know. Drop it down in the comments. And if other people read those comments and you like those comments, give it a thumbs up. And that way I know to make a video on it. I love y'all, man. Anyways, Uncle Rami out. Peace. Fucking